Hey, what up, peeps? Welcome back to the flip side. Tonight, I am going to create the perfect Mortal Kombat 13 roster. Alright? Forget about Mortal Kombat 1. If you were on here looking for Fire God Liu Kang, or General Shao, or Raiden, who's not even a Thunder God, then you can get the hell out of this video. Please dislike it, leave a troll comment for me to delete, and never look at any of my videos again. But if you are an actual Mortal Kombat fan and you want to see the absolute best roster ever created, then stick around because you're on the winning team. I'm the only one on YouTube who can ever get a Mortal Kombat roster correct. Alright, so starting off here, and I'm using this tier list app not an app, a website, because it's just easy. I can just put the characters on the screen wherever I want. I know there's a site where I can, do the drop down menu and select a character and it kind of looks like a roster, but maybe I'll show it at the end, but for now, let's just start this. All right, Sector. Come on, he's a fan favorite, all right? He was from Mortal Kombat 3. He's the cool robotic ninja of hype, all right? He shoots rockets, he teleports, he's the bad robot ninja, all right? Unlike Cyrax, who, he was a human and he got captured and he got turned into a robot, and then the Special Forces gave him his soul back, and now he works for the Special Forces. Well, he did in the first timeline, but I can't believe Sub-Zero killed Cyrax and Sector in the comics. That's crazy. But Cyrax, we gotta have him in. He's a fan favorite character. Man, I gotta turn this fan up. It's hot in here. Alright, that's better. Alright, so Sector and Cyrax, immediate fan favorite characters on the roster. Who's next here? Jade. We gotta put Jade on here. Another fan favorite from Mortal Kombat 2 as a secret character, and then they brought her into Trilogy, and then they also brought her to UMK3. So she's cool, she's hot, she's got a purple staff, all right, and they really let her shine in the MK9 story mode. A lot of the characters got their time to shine in the MK9 story mode, all right. You gotta have. Listen, I don't care what they say. You can't have most of the femme fatales on the tier list and then not include Jade. That's insane. All right, who's next? I'm gonna put Cassie Cage up there too. I'm gonna put Cassie Cage up here. All right, she was actually a much better character in Mortal Kombat X, in my opinion, than MK11. She got a lot more screen time. She fights like Sonya, but she's got Johnny Cage's personality, kinda, and she's funny. She makes quips while she's fighting, just like her dad. She's got the green warrior glow. She's got the nut punch. She makes references while she's fighting. She's a kick-ass Special Forces blonde chick. She's got to be on here, man. And she's got a little drone. I'm not a big fan of the drone, but I think some people like the drone. Alright, and next, instead of male chameleon, where is she? I'm going to put female chameleon. Chameleon with a K. Alright? She's an underrated character, alright? She can copy multiple of the moves from the other ninjas. Alright? She's cool. And I know you're saying, like, do we have to have Chameleon? Are you going to put Reptile up here? Yes, I'm going to put Reptile up here. Where's Reptile? Da-da-da-da. Ooh, MKX Reptile. Yay. Alright. Yeah, let's put Reptile up here, too. Reptile and Chameleon. Alright. We got to put Chameleon in here. And Reptile. Fan favorite characters. Chameleon is a secret character in Mortal Kombat 3. And then you could play her in UMK3. Trilogy, excuse me. And then Reptile, of course, fan favorite lizard character. Sometimes he's a humanoid. I like his humanoid version and his reptile version equally, but his Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat 4 version are complete ass. If they ever and more, I hated Mortal Kombat 1 because I hated like monster reptile. Like when reptile went from like just a dude to turning into this monster, that totally just ripped Reptile's character. He's supposed to he fights like a ninja. He doesn't fight like a monster. He fights like a ninja. Okay, he's a ninja that uses acid spit and other things. All right? He doesn't turn into this raging lizard. All right? He's not Bruce Banner. So, we're going to have either MKX reptile in here or humanoid reptile. I don't care. Both of them are good. Next up, I know this is going to be controversial, but we're going to put Devora in here. All right? Devora was a fan favorite character from Mortal Kombat X. She was cool. You know, it's the first time they implemented a bug-like character. She is working for Quan Chi, but we don't know that until kind of near the end of the story. She's got cool moves. You know, she's got bugs that she shoots at you. She's got little, like, extra leg tendril things. She's got a weird voice, and she can fly. And she's got cool moves in Mortal Kombat X and 11. Personally, I like her MKX costume a lot better. Devora has this like half cloak thing going on. It's weird. But, moving on. Next up, we gotta put in Ermac. Alright? Another fan favorite character. Shang Tsung turned this freaking corpse into a soul-powered ninja. Alright, he's the red ninja of hype. I think he's light-skinned, too, in the original Mortal Kombat 3. UMK3, to be exact. He's cool, man. Alright. And he just keeps getting cooler. In Mortal Kombat Deception, he helps Liu Kang's soul, you know, turn all the other dead warriors that are under Onaga's control back to normal. So he plays a pretty big part in the Mortal Kombat story mode. So you got Ermac is just cool, all right? And he wasn't just a jobber. He actually had a good role in Mortal Kombat Deception. All right, moving on. We got to put in Aaron Black. Come on, man. He's the coolest cowboy in Mortal Kombat. You know, I don't know how many other strange Outworlders there are, but he's just an original character. And I know he's a jobber, but every time he comes on screen, he's just got the aura, man. He's got the I don't give a fuck type of personality, and he is not afraid to fucking shoot you right in the face at any second. Alright, any second that is a convenience for him. Alright. I like him better in Mortal Kombat X. In MK11, I don't know. He looks like he's more from America. I mean, he is, but you know what I mean. Alright, next up, we're going to put in Frost. A lot of people like Frost, you know. She's like a Sub-Zero clone, except she's evil, and she wants to take over the Lin Kuei. A lot of people like her. I didn't like her in Mortal Kombat 11. She was this whiny bitch. And she cyberized herself in MK11, which I talked about this in the Sub-Zero Dilemma video that I did. It completely just destroys her character, because wasn't the whole point of Frost being a Sub-Zero rival that she wanted to return the Lin Kuei to its former glory and destroy the Shirai Ryu? And her turning into a half-human, half-cyber ninja totally just destroys that. All right, if she was around during the Cyber Initiative, she'd be with Sub-Zero all the way. So, anyway, next up we got to put in Goro. All right, come on, man. He's a fan favorite boss character. I know I keep saying fan favorite, but a lot of these Mortal Kombat characters are just iconic. All right, Scorpion, iconic. Sub-Zero, iconic. Liu Kang, iconic. Raiden, iconic. John, you can go down the list. Boom, 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 boom. Of how many characters really influenced gaming culture and entertainment culture as well. So anyway, Goro, he was the first boss character for Mortal Kombat ever. You know, not on Shang Tsung's level, but he was the boss before the final boss. And it was really cool because the first time he was ever brought into existence, he was a claymation figure. And before you fought him in the last endurance fight in the original MK1, you could hear him roaring in the back. And then you're wondering, what is that? And then he appears on screen right after you're done fighting your third endurance fight. And you're like, whoa, what the heck? And you have no idea how to deal with this. And you just get wrecked. And so across history, Goro has just become this iconic boss character. He was even brought back into MKX. And he's in a bunch of different games. And people love him. He's probably the best Shokan character. He's probably like top 10 four-armed characters of all time in video games. So moving on, we gotta put in Havoc. Alright, people for some reason they just love Havoc. I was never such a big fan, but I know he's such a unique character. He tears off his limbs and I'm not talking about MK1 Havoc, okay? I will not even I can't even go there. But he like tears off his limbs and hits you with them. He can regrow parts of his body, and he is the embodiment of chaos in the Mortal Kombat story. All right, he's the cleric of Chaos Realm. That just sounds cool. Cleric of Chaos Realm. All right, if that wasn't a thing already for somebody, I would have taken that. Flip side, the Cleric of Chaos. I mean, that's just awesome. Yeah, ever since he was put into the 3D era, people just loved him. And he's cool. He looks like a cool character. He's got a cool design. He brought Cabal back from the dead. That's awesome. He brought Cabal back from the dead. All right. Next up, I'm skipping a few or a couple characters because I want to save them for the end just in case I change my mind along the way. Gotta put in Kung Lao. He's like second to Liu Kang. And I really hate what they did with Kung Lao in MK9 and MK11 because they just turned him, like Frost, into some whiny bitch. Wait, why aren't I the chosen one? Hey, Liu Kang, I'm gonna show you why I'm better. Yada, 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 yada. I'm jealous. I should be the chosen one. Shut the fuck up, Netherrealm. Alright? First of all, I always liked Kung Lao better than Liu Kang. I don't know why. Ever since Mortal Kombat 2, I kind of fell in love with the character. I beat Mortal Kombat 2 with Kung Lao at one point. Every time he enters the screen, he's just got the aura. His winning pose. He's got the hat. He's got the face pointing downwards with his face covered in shadow, and he's just standing there. He's like aura farming every time he wins. And he teleports, and he flips you around, and he throws a hat. And his ancestor was the former champion of Mortal Kombat, years and years ago. And they never really did much with the character except make him cool in gameplay. And you know what? If he's a cool character and a fun character to play, and if he looks cool, then I guess that was enough for people to like him that much. So we got to put him. Kung Lao, he should have been the person who comes in to help Liu Kang when Liu Kang is in a pickle. But no, he kind of just is there, you know. They had a missed opportunity with Kung Lao in Deadly Alliance. He should have been the one to beat the Deadly Alliance. You know, now that Liu Kang is dead, it really motivates Kung Lao to be the chosen one he's always wanted to be, and he could have been the hero of Outworld, but you know, that would have been cool, but there was a way cooler story with Onaga. But I'm just saying, the Kung Lao headcanon I just came up with would have been awesome. But it is what it is. Let's move on. I've been talking about Kung Lao for too long. Got to put in Jackie, and we got to put in Jax. And I'll get to Johnny Cage. Jackie's cool. She excuse me. Excuse me. I just had a couple burgers. But she works with the Special Forces alongside Cassie. You know, they're friends. She uses rockets and all kinds of technology and combat, and she's tough, just like her dad, you know. And she has this kind of crush going on with Takeda. I don't know where that ever went. It was mentioned a couple times in MK11, but yeah, Jackie's cool. Come on. And then we got to get to Jax. Jax is an iconic character. All right. And by the way, I want to say another thing about Jackie. Her fight scenes in MK11 were sick. When she and the Special Forces went into the Bone Temple in NetherRealm, she kicked ass, you know? And then she kicked ass too with Jax in the MK11, in their own MK11 chapter. All right, so Jax, iconic character. He's the tough guy with the metal arms. Yeah, people remember his metal arms more than they do his name. The guy with the metal arms. Oh, that's Jax? Oh yeah, he's cool. He does the ground pound and he does the grab. He does the gotcha. Boom, 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 boom. You know, people remember him for that, and that makes him another iconic character. He had his own game, even though it was shit. But yeah, the fact that Jax even got his own game makes him an iconic Mortal Kombat character. Drink every time I say iconic. I don't know what else to say. I'm not good with syllables, alright? But if I wanted to write a script, I'd write a script. But for something like this, I don't think I need to. I'm too passionate on the subject to write a paper. Alright. Johnny Cage. Now, not even a question. It's not even a debate. You gotta have Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat. If you have Johnny Cage not in a Mortal Kombat game, there's a piece missing. There's a piece missing, and it's big. Alright? He's the guy, he does the shadow kick, and he does that, and he does that, and he's got the green. Yeah, see, people remember his moves. You know, and he does the force ball, and he does the shadow kick, and he does the rising star thing, and he's the guy with the sunglasses. Yeah, Johnny Cage. He's always been a sick ass character. He was great in Mortal Kombat 9. He was good in MKX, even though he played kind of a minor role. He defeated Shinnok in MKX. Well, he didn't kill him. He brought him to his knees, and then Shinnok got right back up. You know? So, but anyway, his green glow comes from his ancestors who were apparently a warrior race. And he's just cool. He's got the sunglasses, and he makes funny remarks while he's fighting. And he's always got style, man. He fights with style. All day, every day. I remember his most iconic line from Mortal Kombat 9 when he's on the bridge facing Kano. He says, "People always think my moves are wirework and special effects, but the truth is, I am the special effects." That's sick. All right, that is sick. All right, moving on. Moving on. No more. No, enough said. All right, Cabal. We got to put Cabal in there. He's like the Flash of Mortal Kombat. All right. How could you have a fighting character by now who wasn't a speedster? All right. He's I don't like his Revenant design, but everything else about him's cool. He's got a cool gas mask, and he's got the cool hook swords, and he's like the Flash, you know. He he's iconic, and he used to work for the Black Dragon, and then he used to work alongside Stryker. I mean, he's got a backstory. Shang Tsung gave him magic when he was on the brink of death, and then that's how Cabal became Cabal. And when Kano was supposedly dead in the 3D era, when he was brought back to life by Havoc, Cabal started his own Black Dragon clan, and he was such a good leader that he found two recruits and he had them fight each other to the death. I mean, that's how dark Cabal is. All right. And then I think he got his revenge against Movado, who killed him, and he got his hook swords back. But all right, moving on. Gotta have Cabal. He's iconic. Gotta have Kano. Gotta have Kano. All right. He's the leader of the Black Dragon. He has a laser eye. He throws his knives. He's Australian. He's this cutthroat gang leader, and he is Sonya's rival, and he's always just been like top 5 Mortal Kombat bad guys. He's like top 50 villains of all video game history. Kano, you know. Every time I liked him in Mortal Kombat 11. They gave him a lot of personality, and they really gave him a lot of time to shine. You know, he walked into screen, the music played. You know, that was an aura moment for Kano, you know? And then what else? That's about it. Oh, he was great. He was great in the Mortal Kombat movie in 2021. And they're bringing him back for Mortal Kombat 2. And he's got the metal plate around his laser eye. So, I'm looking forward to that. The movie should have came out in 2025, but they were like, no, it'll do better in the box office in the spring of next year. So it's like, whatever. And I already know there's going to be plenty of things wrong. And they said, no, we're not going to, it's done. We're not working on it anymore. We're just going to release it when it's time. Like, whatever. We can already tell in the trailer there's going to be some issues. Fucking bald Jade. Baraka's going to die in 2 seconds. Some other bullshit. But, hey, it is what it is. Moving on. Gotta put in Kenshi. Alright. He's the so-called blind swordsman. His sword the sword connects him with his ancestral powers, and he fights blind. And he has a son named Takeda who joins the Shirai Ryu, and Takeda and Kenshi go on a mission together to take down the Red Dragon who killed Takeda's mom. Even when he was introduced in Deadly Alliance, he was a cool character. I like the beard. I don't know about you, I like the beard that he's got. He's older, he's got a beard. It fits him. What else do I have to say? That's about it. He's just cool. Gotta put in Katana. I don't think I need to say much. Iconic female fatale. Iconic femme fatale from Mortal Kombat 2. She throws fan blades and does all kinds of other cool stuff. Yeah, she's Shao Kahn's adopted daughter, and she has a character arc where she turns good and she falls in love with Liu Kang. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's hot. All right, next up we got to put in Kotal Khan. Okay. Kotal Khan was a much cooler character in MKX and in the MKX comics than he was in Mortal Kombat 11. Okay, Mortal Kombat 11, he just gets his ass kicked. He beats Shao Kahn once, and then he just gets destroyed. And he even got killed by Shao Kahn in MK11. But anyway, Kotal Khan is such an original and unique character. All right, because you have Nightwolf, who is like an Indian, and then you have and then you have Kotal Khan, who is like a total like Native American god. He's like a sun god, and he's got cool tattoos that glow, and he has like fire powers, and he turns into a lion, and he's cool. He's the new leader of Outworld for a time, and he just kicks butt. He's tough, he's stoic, and he's got a cool kick-ass sword. And yeah, I mean, he's fun. A lot of people like him. So I'm going to put him in. He's just tough and he's cool. Got to put in Liu Kang. He's the chosen one. He's the chosen one, man. He beat Shang Tsung. He beat Goro. He beat Shao Kahn twice. He got killed in Deadly Alliance. Oh, and he also defeated Shinnok. He got killed in the Deadly Alliance, and then he turned into a zombie, and he uses like zombie chains that were attached to him, that were like keeping him a prisoner in his cell. He broke out with the chains still attached, and so he uses the chains in combat. And then Liu Kang's soul reaches out to Ermac, and they restore the heroes from Onaga's control, and then history kind of repeats in MK9. You know, he beats Shang Tsung and Goro and Shao Kahn, and then he dies, but then at the end of MKX, he and Kitana are the rulers of the Netherrealm, and then in MK11, Raiden and Liu Kang fuse to become Fire God Liu Kang, and they defeat Kronika, and then he becomes the Keeper of Time. I mean, Liu Kang, he's the chosen one, man. He really is the chosen. All right, he's the chosen. He's like, I don't know. I was gonna say something so outlandish, but I gotta save that. All right, we gotta put in Baraka. He's just a fan favorite character. He's got arm blades. He's got these like monstrous teeth. I don't know. Something about him is just cool. He's the leader of the Tarkatan Outworld race, and he fights with such a savage nature, and he will just kill you on the spot if he likes. And he's like a cannibal, so I think it's just like how like savage and brutal he is that makes him cool. But anyway, I knew I'd get some flack if I don't put in Baraka. Next up, let's put in Fujin. Alright, Fujin, and I know how bad Mortal Kombat 11 story mode is, but people really learned to love Fujin after MK11 Aftermath. He's Raiden's brother. He's the wind god. He's got this badass white hair. And people really liked the mission with Shang Tsung and Nightwolf that he had in Aftermath. And then he was a boss in the Sub-Zero game. and he's just cool. He was in Mortal Kombat 4. He, after Shinnok was defeated by Liu Kang. I'm moving locations here because my back. All right. Anyway, so after Liu Kang beats Shinnok, Raiden becomes an Elder God, and then he promotes Fujin to Protector of Earthrealm. So Fujin is just cool. He's got this crossbow too that shoots arrows or something. Are there either arrows or they're like piercing wind pieces or something? I don't know. But anyway, moving on. We got to put in Rain. Okay? He was named after Prince. Okay? He was inspired by Prince. Purple Rain. He's the purple ninja. His name is Rain. He's the water ninja. Alright? And he has like lightning stuff too. But anyway. And he's always been kind of a villain. He was the bastard child of Delia and Argus from Edenia, who were the gods of Edenia. And then, he's always like, I'm going to take back Edenia, and stuff like that. And in MKX, he was manipulating Melina to eventually lead to her downfall so that Rain can take Shinnok's amulet and use it for himself for his own schemes. And so, yeah, Rain's been that guy. You can never trust him. Like Shang Tsung, he's always out for himself. He will betray you at the best moment. But he's still cool. He's the water ninja from MK3. Anyway, moving on. Gotta put in Shang Tsung. There's so many things you can say about Shang Tsung. He was the original boss of Mortal Kombat. Listen, Shang Tsung from the 1995 movie is the definitive Shang Tsung. The actor, I forget his name, he died in 2025. He did such a good job playing the character that they even had Shang Tsung from MK11 be like straight out of the movie. And he was still a badass character. Alright? Him and Quan Chi had the Deadly Alliance, and they whooped everybody's ass until he got killed by Onaga. Or he got killed by Raiden, actually, when they were trying to defeat Onaga. And then he was brought back to life because him and Shao Kahn have this soul bond to where if Shao Kahn is still alive, Shang Tsung is brought back from the dead. So, anyway, he's got the iconic line, "Your soul is mine," and he can morph into any kind of character with the Soul Steel move. He's just awesome. He's like top 50 villains of all time. Not even like video game wise, just of all time. If you wanna define who Shang Tsung is, go watch the 1995 movie. All right. But anyway, moving on, we're gonna put in Onaga, the true leader of Outworld. At least in my opinion. He is so strong that even the Deadly Alliance could not pierce him. He was walking through their energy beams, and even Raiden couldn't stop him with a nuke. He literally nuked the building, and Onaga came out unscathed. He is the true villain of the original Mortal Kombat timeline. Okay? Well, at least until Armageddon, where they fucked everything up. But he was manipulating events forever. He came to Shujinko, this boy, this aspiring martial arts student of Boraicho, and he said, he's literally the Darth Sidious of Mortal Kombat. Shujinko is like Anakin Skywalker, and Onaga is like Darth Sidious. He's manipulating Shujinko on this fake quest to go across the realms for his entire life. Well, for a large chunk of it, he got imprisoned by Order Realm, but then he escaped. But to go collect the Kami Dogu, so that he can come back to life, and he portrayed himself as this emissary of the Elder Gods named Damashi, and so Shujinko collected the Kami Dogu. He kicked everybody's butt. Okay, he kicked everybody's butt across the entire roster in Deception, and Onaga comes back and he's like, haha, bitch, your whole life has been a scam. I'm off to Outworld to go reclaim the throne, and then I'm gonna get revenge on the Elder Gods. And so Onaga has the Kami Dogu and Shinnok's amulet, and Shujinko goes and defeats him, and he gets brought back to life by Shinnok, because he makes some kind of deal with Shinnok, and he's back from the dead. And then he gets killed by Shao Kahn? I don't understand. I don't understand how the Deadly Alliance and Raiden can't defeat him. But he gets defeated by Shao Kahn. No idea how that happened. But yeah, Onaga's been cool since the beginning. All right. And they had MK1. I've said this before in my MK1 story critique, that they had such a missed opportunity to have Onaga as the villain. But you know what? I'm so glad that they didn't, because they would have ruined Onaga. They would have ruined him. So anyway, moving on. Onaga is like, he's not as notable or as iconic as Shao Kahn or Shang Tsung or even like Quan Chi, but in my opinion, he's like up there with the video game villains of all time. He's up there. All right, moving on. I'm going to put in Tanya. People love Tanya. She is like rain. Her and him are like peanut butter and jelly. All right, she's going to turn on you at the best moment she has. She is this traitorous diva from Mortal Kombat 4. And she just looks cool. She's got the black hair with the golden outfit and like the glowing eyes. And I think her and Melina had this like secret lesbian relationship or whatever. I don't like to think so, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, she's cool in Mortal Kombat 4. She's got these cool moves. And then they brought her back in MKX, and she was still cool. Anyway, moving on. I want to put in Motaro. I really do. I don't know. Let's go ahead and put in Motaro. Alright? And I'm going to leave Kintaro out of here, because he's like the lamer version of Goro. Why would we have Kintaro when we can have Goro? Goro's cooler. He's just better. He's better. Anyway, Motaro is one of those Goro type boss fights. He's a centaur. He's leading the attack on Earthrealm during MK3, and he kills Johnny Cage. He killed Johnny Cage, and then he got brought back to life. But he's just been this cool boss character. He can shoot a laser ball out of his tail. He can teleport. He makes horse sounds, and he's just been cool. He's been, we had Mortal Kombat 3, and then we had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and then we had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on WaveNet, and then Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So he's been the sub-boss of the Mortal Kombat games for like 4 games in a row. Okay, he's been a plague on the classic towers for like ever. And he's cool. And we could play him in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which was epic. And then, so that's about it. I'm going to put Motaro in there. I'm not putting in Minotaur, no, Motaro. I'm putting in Centaur Motaro. I have no idea why in Armageddon they would have him as a Minotaur. Like he randomly got cursed by something. It was bullshit. So anyway, moving on. We're going to put in Nightwolf, iconic character from Mortal Kombat 3. All right? The shaman. Okay? He has these powers that he has from his like ancestors, and he's called Nightwolf because he's next in line for the mantle. So he's been so the spirit of Nightwolf has been handed down to the chosen warrior of the Matoka for generations. He's cool. He's got these battle axes, and he shoots arrows, and he does the cool shoulder charge, and he has this overpowered ability to where like he can do the spell on anyone, and it'll just cause him and whoever he's fighting to die. He almost did it to Cetrion, the Elder God. Like, he could just cast the spell, and he could kill them both in one blow. That's how powerful he is. So, that's about it. He's an iconic character. He's not that iconic, but he's a fan favorite. All right. Moving on. I'm going to put in... I feel like I gotta put Natara in. I don't know if I'm just biased or I just really like the character, but Natara's cool. She's this badass vampire girl, alright? She has her own realm of vampire winged people called Veternus, and she's just cool. She has this story in Deadly Alliance where she's like manipulating Cyrax to go on a mission for her so that she can do something for her realm. Like, she's like Tanya in Rain, but for her own vampire realm. So she's just cool. Okay, she's just cool. And she wears an eye patch too. She's got like bat wings and stuff like that. They completely ruined her in Mortal Kombat 1. But we're going to move on from there. Anyway, gotta put in Quan Chi. Gotta put in Quan Chi, my man. He's like Shang Tsung, but less cool. Alright, he was the new character from Mortal Kombat 4. He's like Shinnok's underling. And he's a necromancer. Like, kind of like how Shang Tsung is a... what is it? He's a sorcerer. I'm sorry, he's a sorcerer, and Quan Chi is a necromancer, and they form the Deadly Alliance and defeat Liu Kang, and then you know, in MKX, he led the attack onto Earthrealm, and then he lost, and then he's been like manipulating things so that he can get Shinnok's amulet and bring back Shinnok. And then he gets killed by Scorpion. You know? And that's just justice. That's justice. Because he even manipulated Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Because he had the entire Shirai Ryu clan destroyed as a deal to Sub-Zero's Grand Master at the time of the Lin Kuei. And so Scorpion and Sub-Zero had this fake rivalry where Scorpion thinks, you killed my the Lin Kuei killed my clan and family, so you're gonna pay. And then Sub-Zero's like, nah, I didn't do that, but I'll fight you anyway. And he gets killed, and it's revealed that, you know, Quan Chi is the true murderer, and then, he gets away, and then, yeah, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero become friends, things like that. Not so much in the original timeline, but it is what it is. Alright, next up, gotta put in Raiden. He is, he's one of Liu Kang's teachers. He's the protector of Outworld. He's my personal favorite character of Mortal Kombat. Alright? Ever since the first Mortal Kombat game that I ever played on the Sega Genesis, Mortal Kombat 1, he's been my favorite character. He's got the super fly, he can teleport, and his, round winning animation is him, shooting lightning bolts into the sky, and, the sky darkens, and it makes this cool, sound. And he's always been cool. He was even cooler at one point when Raiden turns dark. He sacrifices himself to try to take out Onaga, and then he's back to life, and he has this dark persona. He's got he's got red eyes, and he has dark clothes, and he even had red lightning in Mortal Kombat 11 from Shinnok's amulet. And then so Raiden's just always been cool, and he's kind of been the hero of the second timeline, where he literally saves the universe. He's literally the hero of Mortal Kombat, because he saves the universe by sending a message to his former self so that Shao Kahn can't win Armageddon. He sends a message, he comes up with this idea in a split second before Shao Kahn kills Raiden. And he just says, he must win! You can't blame the guy. He was about to get his head crushed. And he sends a message to his past self, and his past self is doing anything that he can to stop Armageddon. And, he's trying to make good decisions, but he keeps seeing people die around him over and over and over. And Liu Kang dies because he attacks Raiden. Raiden has to defend himself, and he accidentally kills Liu Kang. And that just sucks, because if Liu Kang would have just listened to him. But anyway, and that's debatable anyway. So let's get back to Mortal Kombat X. He doesn't have that big of a story, but originally, Shinnok, in his first attempt to take over the realms, Raiden beat him. Or Raiden was the big reason why he lost, but it was a battle between Earthrealm and Shinnok, and Raiden won. So he was able to beat Shinnok. But and then Mortal Kombat X, he gets his butt kicked by Shinnok. And then but he sacrifices his psyche by absorbing the corruption of Shinnok from Earthrealm. And that's what makes him become evil, because the evil that he had to absorb from the world damaged him. And of course, that fucked with his brain, and so now he's like, you know what? I'm Dark Raiden. I got Shinnok's amulet. It's like a spit in the face to Shinnok. I'm using your amulet now for my goals. And in MK11, he decapitates Shinnok, and he delivers him to Liu Kang and Kitana. He says, y'all better watch the fuck out, because I'm here, I'm dark, I'm red, and I will fucking kill you if you try anything. And then he's taking on the entire NetherRealm army in Mortal Kombat 11. And he's got this whole badass scene, and the Dark Raiden kind of plot device works very good in MK11, because past Raiden gets teleported to the present, and he's trying his best not to be Dark Raiden. and he eventually becomes Dark Raiden, and Liu Kang has to beat the darkness out of him. He gets the darkness beat out of him by his own like by like Liu Kang, and then I know Liu Kang loses the fight, but then like he realizes, oh, Kronika is behind this, and it's like whatever, you know. So he literally saves the universe, because without Raiden's realization of his mistakes, then Kronika would have just restarted time over and over and over and over again. So without Raiden, the universe probably would have ended multiple times. So it is what it is. And if Raiden wasn't there to help Shujinko defeat Onaga, then I don't know what would have happened. So anyway, let's move on from Raiden. Raiden is my favorite character. Dark Raiden is literally the PFP of my YouTube channel and my Instagram and my Twitter. Like, I love Raiden. He's so fucking sick. Alright, moving on. We gotta put in Scorpion. Come on, man. Get over here! You know? He's the Spectre fire ninja from the Netherrealm. He teleports. He has all these fire moves. He has the get over here spear. And the get over here is probably more iconic than Street Fighter's Hadouken. Okay? The get over here is probably more iconic at this point than the Hadouken from Street Fighter. And him and Sub-Zero have this classic fire and ice rivalry. You know, he killed Sub-Zero, which led to, well, the first Sub-Zero, which created Noob Saibot. He gets revenge for his clan by killing Quan Chi and MKX. He becomes friends with Sub-Zero, and he's always Scorpion. He hasn't always been in every Mortal Kombat game, but he's like been the face of Mortal Kombat. You can argue Sub-Zero, but Scorpion has always been the face of Mortal Kombat. Just like how you can't have a Mortal Kombat game without Johnny Cage, you can't have a Mortal Kombat game without Scorpion. Man, that's why people didn't like MK3 that much, the original, because we're like, where's Scorpion? Where's Scorpion? You know, you gotta have Scorpion. And his fatality is iconic. He takes his face off, and he has his skeleton blowing fire out of his mouth, and he burns his opponent to a crisp. I mean, Scorpion even has his own animated movie. I mean, it was epic. He's an epic character. He's like top 15, top 20 most iconic characters of video game history. He's up there. I'm willing to bet you. Alright, next up, we gotta do Shao Kahn. He is the ultimate bad guy. He's the ultimate classic gaming boss character. He's like top 5 final bosses of all time. Shao Kahn. He is the man. He don't give a fuck. He will put you against the wall and just hit you and hit you and hit you while you're shielding until your health is just gone. There are horror stories of people not being able to beat Shao Kahn because of just how brutal he is. Alright? Oh, I coughed and I got a shiver down my leg. Anyway, like a muscle spasm. Anyway, Shao Kahn, he is the Emperor of Outworld. Alright? He has conquered realms. He's the reason why the Elder Gods had to install Mortal Kombat, because he was just unstoppable. He was the winner of Armageddon. And what else? What else? He's just badass. Everybody remembers him for his hammer and for the voice lines that he would do when he was fighting, like, "You suck. You pitiful, pathetic mortal," or whatever. "You will never win, mortal," and "you will die," and all that stuff. You fight Kintaro, and then Shao Kahn gets off of his throne, and you fight him. He conquered Edenia. He killed Sindel's husband. He took Sindel for his own and turned her into this banshee monstrous fighting machine. And she killed about the whole roster in MK9. But anyway, and then he took Sindel's daughter, turned her into the ultimate assassin. So he's just the dude. He's the ultimate boss of Mortal Kombat. All right. When you play as Shao Kahn in the classic Mortal Kombat, you get one screen, and it's Shao Kahn sitting on his throne, and his whole body is in shadows, and you see his glowing red eyes, and the text below just says, "Shao Kahn wins." You know, kind of like Motaro. Motaro wins. But Shao Kahn is like one of the most badass fictional characters of all time. Anyway, and I know this is going to be a controversial opinion, but him and Sindel in Mortal Kombat 11 were the badass couple of Mortal Kombat in that game. They were so great in that chapter. Sindel turns out to really be a villain, and she really actually loves Shao Kahn, and they just go kick ass. They kill Kotal Kahn. I think they kill Kung Lao. Yeah, man. Alright, moving on. Gotta put in Shinnok. Shinnok is like the bad guy when you don't have Shao Kahn. Alright? And Shinnok from Mortal Kombat 4, he's lame. They're like, who is this goofy dude? He just steals people's moves. That's all he does. He's an elder god, and all he does is steal people's moves. I mean, that was a bad game for Shinnok to be introduced. But anyway, so after Shinnok is defeated, he's just been like the ruler of Netherrealm ever since. He brought Onaga back from the dead. He cloned himself to go fight in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. He's just been like, yo, I'm Shinnok. I'm like the ruler of Outworld. I'm just been here, man. And then of course, Shinnok has also been manipulating events to wait until Shao Kahn is gone so that he can take over Earthrealm, and he gets defeated by Johnny Cage, and then he gets brought back, and he has this ultimate corrupted form in MKX, and it's cool. He's like this weird like demon. He's this demon straight out of hell, the horns and everything. And then that's pretty much it. He's always just been like, he's been like the devil. He's like the devil of Mortal Kombat. He's Satan. He defeated Satan. You guys realize this? He defeated Satan. So, moving on. Who's next? Who are we bringing back? I want to put in Shiva, but we already have Goro, and it's like, why would we have Shiva when we have Goro? Like, why? I don't understand. We gotta put in Shujinko, all right? From Mortal Kombat Deception, he's got his own story mode. He's got his own campaign, free roaming across the realms story mode, where you see him live his life serving quote-unquote Damashi, and then he literally almost dooms the realms, and he has to defeat Onaga And then people call him the hero of Outworld, but he's like, guys, I'm no hero. I literally almost caused the doom of the realms. I've been manipulated, you know? And he has this cool ability to where any person he fights, he gains their fighting abilities. And it's ironic because the same ability that Onaga gave Shujinko would be Onaga's downfall. And so Shujinko is like the Liu Kang of Mortal Kombat Deception. And he's just a cool character. You know, he's cool. He beats up everybody. He beats up everybody in the roster in Mortal Kombat Deception. That's kick-ass. And he can absorb their fighting abilities. So, anyway, moving on. Oh yeah. And then he gets imprisoned on purpose by Melina. Or is it Melina? I don't remember exactly. He gets imprisoned at one point, and Taven finds him and frees him in the Armageddon story mode. And Shujinko's like, yeah, I've just been hanging out here because I'm gonna just go defeat Shao Kahn, and I'm gonna kill him in one blow. I have one secret blow that I know how to defeat Shao Kahn with. I'm just gonna go kill him. Alright? We're just gonna kill him. So that was like, wow. So Shujinko is just, he's him. Like, he's him. I've been here because I'm just gonna go defeat Shao Kahn right now. Like, damn. Alright, moving on. Gotta put in Sindel. She's the mean fighting machine. Alright? And she's one of the iconic femme fatales of Mortal Kombat. Okay? She has this, like, screaming ability, and she wears purple because she's royalty. And she can grow her hair and use it as a weapon to, like, grab people and whip them around. And she can fly, kind of. And Shao Kahn in MK9, literally, Shao Kahn in MK9 sucked the soul and the many souls from Shang Tsung, killing him. And that was kind of a retcon of Shang Tsung's, or I guess he can be brought back to life after, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, forget I said that. He sucked the soul and the many souls of Shang Tsung and just straight up put them into Sindel. And that, like, ultra powered her. And that is why she literally took on, like, all the heroes from MK9, except for Raiden and Liu Kang, and just straight up killed them. She straight up killed them. If it wasn't for Nightwolf, I don't know what. Because Nightwolf came and he casted the death spell on him and Sindel and killed her. So, yeah, she's badass. And she was badass, too, in Mortal Kombat 11. Her and Shao Kahn kicked ass in her chapter. You know, we all thought, oh, she really is a good guy. But no, she's not. And a lot of people didn't like that. But I don't know. I thought it was badass. You know? And then she had some stuff going on in the 3D era. But that's really about it. She dies in Armageddon. Who's next on the list here? Smoke. He's the Grey Ninja. He's the secret Grey Ninja from Mortal Kombat 2. And he uses, like, smoke bombs and smoke abilities. He'd be like Scorpion, except he's not Scorpion. He, as a child, I think his backstory is he was captured by this cult. And they put a fire demon inside of him called Anenra. So he's had this demon inside of him that gives him his abilities. And he became a Lin Kuei warrior. And he got turned into a cyber ninja. And then Noob Saibot came along and took him under his control. And so him and Noob Saibot in Mortal Kombat Deception had this, like, 2-character gameplay thing going on. You could switch between Noob and Smoke, and like the character was called like Noob Smoke. And it was weird, but it was cool. Like you would never think Noob Saibot and Smoke working together. That's crazy. That's a crazy pair. But anyway, he was cool in MK9 too, because instead of him turning into a cyborg, it was Sub-Zero. And so we got to see Smoke in a different form. He had this cool like gray colored hair, kind of like the Smoke. Like he had like it was like smoke coming out of his head. He had this beautiful gray hair. And it was cool. And for him to like get turned into a revenant, and we don't get to see that. It's just him in his like ninja suit. It was weird. Like they could have done something with his hair. And then for them to cut his hair in MK1, that is such a horrible thing to do. Like that's horrible. That's oh my god, dude, that pissed me off so bad. It was like that's one of Smoke's iconic features is his hair. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. Moving on. It's a simple thing. Alright, Sonya. Classic, iconic character. She's the leader of the Special Forces. She has Cassie Cage as her daughter. She marries Johnny Cage. You know, she's just a badass character. You know, she has this rivalry with Kano, and I don't really like her that much in MK11 because they killed her and then they brought her right back. That's weird, but you know, she's the one that has the leg grab from MK1. She shoots the energy rings, things like that. She's just an iconic character. She's tough. She don't play games, you know. It is what it is. I was never a big Sonya fanboy, but she's definitely cool. All right, she's like gotta be top 20 female video game characters of all time. Anyway, moving on. Sub-Zero. You gotta have Sub-Zero in the cast. He's been in every single like Mortal Kombat game, like almost ever. All right. You can't have Mortal Kombat without Sonya, and you can't have Mortal Kombat without Sub-Zero. He's been in like every single mainline one. He's the ice ninja. All right. He becomes the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. Okay. He defeated Cyrax and Sector. He defeated Scorpion. Well, he's defeated Scorpion a bunch of times, but he's just cool. You know, he's never been evil. He got turned into a revenant, but that's not even his fault. He got turned into a revenant. Well, he got turned into a cyber ninja in MK9, and then he got turned into a revenant, and Quan Chi gave him his human body back, and he came back to his human form by Raiden, and he becomes the Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. He trains Frost, which is a big no-no, and he's just been a kick-ass character all the time. Most of his designs have just been great. Yeah, he's cool. He's just cool. Alright, moving on. His fatality from the original game is iconic. He rips your spine out. It's been like one of the most well-known fatalities ever. Alright? And like, people almost remember Sub-Zero just as much as they do Scorpion. Oh yeah, Sub-Zero, he's the blue guy. You know, he freezes people. He's got the slide. He's got the ice clone, you know. And he's behind a lot of cool stuff in the Mortal Kombat community, like MK Tom Brady and, you know, the ice clone meme and things like that. So, yeah, moving on. Noob Saibot. Gotta have Noob Saibot in there. Okay. Gotta put in Noob Saibot. He's like, he's the shadow ninja. Okay, he has a scythe. He has a scythe. Like the Grim Reaper. Okay? He had his own game. Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, where he's doing a quest for Quan Chi to retrieve the map to Shinnok's amulet. And then he gets the amulet, or they get the amulet, and Raiden comes to him and he says, "You realize you're gonna doom the realms, right?" And so Sub-Zero goes back, defeats Quan Chi, defeats Shinnok, and gets the amulet back. And he defeated Fujin, and he also defeated the other elemental gods. He defeated the fire elemental, the water elemental, the earth elemental, and he defeated Fujin. And he has this kind of fling, or he has this crush on this girl, this demon named Serena, who works for Quan Chi. Serena kind of turns good, and she has a crush on Sub-Zero, and she's like, "Let me come with you." And Shinnok kills her. Shinnok kills his girl. You know, that's just epic. You know, hold on, I can look it up. MK Sub-Zero Serena. You know, Serena. This girl, you know, they're like in love at one moment, and then you know, Shinnok kills her, and it's like, damn, bro. So yeah, Sub-Zero had game. All right, he had game in the Netherrealm. So anyway, moving on. He gets killed, or no, he kills Scorpion, and then he gets killed by Scorpion in the tournament, and Quan Chi turns him into Noob Saibot, the just death warrior dude, this shadow ninja. Anyway, he throws his shadows around. He creates portals. He has this green aura around him in UMK3 WaveNet. When he's teleporting, his like animation when he goes up, he has this green shadow behind him. And I feel like that's what they tried to do with MK1, but they completely failed. They failed with that. And you know, with Smoke, he put Smoke under his control, and he's just always had this rivalry. He starts he's like one of the strongest members of the Brotherhood of Shadow under Quan Chi. You know, he works for Quan Chi now. He's just been this cool, badass character of Mortal Kombat. So, and you know what? Oh yeah, we're not done yet. We gotta put in Takeda. Alright? He's the son of Kenshi. He joins the Shirai Ryu, becomes a Shirai Ryu warrior. He joins the Special Forces. And then after the MKX story, he and his dad, in their arcade endings, go and just destroy the Red Dragon clan who killed Takeda's mother. And Takeda's been this badass character. Him and Jackie have like feelings for each other across the story mode. He's got these kind of like Scorpion. He has these like chain razor kind of things that he uses in battle. And he's got this cool suit, this cool like black suit. He's just cool, you know. He's badass, you know. He's got this Scorpion. He's like a mix between Scorpion and Kenshi, kinda. So, moving on. Fan favorite, probably one of the most preferred female characters, Melina. She was even in like one of those sexy girl magazines. I forget. It was like a Playboy magazine. I can look it up. Melina Playboy magazine cover. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, guys. I don't but anyway, she is literally a mix between a human and a Tarkatan. She's a failed experiment of Shang Tsung's flesh pits, and she's had this rivalry with Katana. She throws her size, she teleports, she does the ball roll. I don't know why people are so attracted to her. She's not that attractive. She was never that attractive, guys. Like Katana, Scarlet, Jade, Sindel, Sonya. Like, I don't know. Even Nitara. I have no idea why people found her attractive, but Melina has always been so cool. She has this Tarkatan animal-like ferocity, and this kind of she mixes that with like her feminine nature, so she's like this savage, like, warrior girl who is loyal to Shao Kahn, and then she disguises herself as Katana in the 3D era and takes control of the armies. And she's in Mortal Kombat Gold. She has this ending where, like, she kills Katana or whatever. And then in MKX, or I mean in MK9, she was in it, and she got her time to shine. And then MKX, she was the new ruler of Outworld until Kotal Khan took over, and then she's been like fighting Kotal Khan ever since. And then she gets killed by Devora. That really sucks. And then they bring her back in Mortal Kombat 11 as like one of the worst characters on the roster. And then they put her into Mortal Kombat 1, and they did an okay job with Melina, but I mean, it's Mortal Kombat 1. How good can it be? Like, she defeats Raiden and Sindel. Whatever. I don't understand. Oh, battery saver's on. I gotta plug in my computer because the last time I was on low battery, I was recording for Mega Man 7, and it died like right after I was done recording. So, like, I got real lucky. So the last character that I'm gonna put in is Tremor. That's the last character that I am going to put in. All right. He's cool. They made him cool in the Mortal Kombat X comics and Mortal Kombat X. He's the Earth Ninja. So we finally have a brownish, like, Earth Ninja, and he has these different forms. He has like metallic form, then he has like crystal form, and then he has just regular rock form, and that's just cool. And his ending is arcade ending is cool because he goes into like the dream realm and becomes really powerful. It's weird. And he has some fire abilities too, like molten rock, something like that. He works for the Black Dragon, which is really cool because we never had a ninja in the franchise yet that works for Kano, which is strange. But his design is really cool too. He's from the Jax Special Forces game, where, he wasn't really that cool. But for NetherRealm to turn a nothing character into an iconic fan favorite from Mortal Kombat X just shows how good they used to be, how good NetherRealm used to be, up until MK11. But anyway, this is the roster, guys. I don't know. I was debating Garrus. I was debating Hotaru. I was debating Scarlet and Taven and Collector and I forgot her name, and Striker and Shiva and Serena and Reiko, but I don't think we need to. I think this is probably the most solid cast that you can have. And Bo Raicho can get flushed down the toilet. I don't know why people like him. He farts and throws up, and he's a drunk, fat idiot. I mean, I know he taught Liu Kang, but still. It's like, this is the guy. This is the guy. But anyway, yeah. So how long have we been recording for? An hour and a half. Damn. All right, guys. Well, this is another long one. I used to not do long ones, so this is probably one of my longest videos I've done in a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this is the only correct roster for the perfect Mortal Kombat game. So I hope you're satisfied. And with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time back on the flip side. Peace out.